Before I started writing, I worked as a dancer and choreographer in theater and in television. And many people have asked me how I came to go from that career into writing crime fiction, because it seems like two such different paths. But to me, it was a very natural transgression because I used to tell stories with bodies, actors' bodies on a stage, and now I tell stories with words on a page, but it's still storytelling. So to me, it's actually quite similar. And when I write a line in a book, I don't think it, I hear it. To me, it's like music. A good sentence, I can sense the rhythm of it when it's right. So it's actually, it's a big part of my writing. Dancing or music is still a big part of my writing. And I hope that the readers sense that rhythm in the language and in the storyline. The original idea for The Tenant actually came with one character, and it was a coincidence. A few years ago, I was taking a walk and I saw a name sign on a door that said Family Laurenti, and this name kind of set off a spark in my head, and a woman named Esther de Laurenti moved into my conscious, and I knew her. I knew that she was a retired professor of literature. I knew that she was short with dyed red hair, and that she drank too much wine, and that she loved opera. I knew this woman. And so I started making up stories about her. But it took me a long time before I realized that I was actually writing a book. So I think it took me 2 to 3 years to actually finish The Tenant, because I kept writing for a few weeks and then putting it away and then going back to the manuscript. So it took a long time for it to kind of fall into place. To me, theater actually is the ultimate art form. It's kind of the extreme sport of the arts. It combines everything like music, dancing, acting, philosophy, history, great big drama, comedy, everything, and it plays it out in the present time. Everything can go wrong, sometimes it does, but it's alive. And the second after the end of a play, it stops existing. It's just the memory. You can't go back to it. You can't play the record again or read the book again. It's just in the moment. And I love theater. I think it's been said many times that a theater production is some kind of mirror of the society that it plays in, which is very, very true. And I still use plays. I don't work in theater anymore, but I still use it for inspiration. And I find that some of my greatest inspiration still comes from going to the theater. So it's a love that never dies. I like this question a lot. Where did the idea for my two investigators, Jeppe Kørner and Annette Werner, come? It was very, it wasn't planned or anything. It was like instinctual. I just started writing about these people and they kind of evolved. But now in retrospect, I can see that what I've done is I've written about a man who is in many ways a male version of myself. He has the sensitivity that I have, but also all of the neurosis, like the bacteria phobia and the way that he can read people in a room too much for his own good. So he's always overthinking and overanalyzing and doubting everything, including himself. Whereas his partner, Annette Werner, she's the woman that I wish I were. She's a tough, person. She's very positive actually, and she has a very simple approach to life, which makes her happy in a way, because she doesn't doubt or question. She just acts and eats life with a big spoon. And I definitely plan on further adventures for the two because I like them a lot, and I hope you do too. I was born and raised in Copenhagen, and apart from a few years living abroad, I've always lived in Copenhagen, and I love my city. I feel very connected to it. It's an easy place to live. It's very safe and very organized. Public transportation works. We have bike paths everywhere because we love bicycling. There's water everywhere. We have lakes, and the ocean is in the middle of the city. The harbor is everywhere. Lots of parks, and so it's a wonderful way of life. But also, Copenhagen is a city full of secrets. It's a medieval city which has been burned down and rebuilt upon the ruins many, many times. So we have a lot of history in the city, and you can sense that when you walk through Copenhagen. It speaks to you. Like, we have so many old buildings and so much history hidden in all the back alleys and the backyards and underground. And that makes for an interesting city to write about, because it's full of secrets, it's full of dark corners, it's full of subcultures, and I can never get enough of writing about Copenhagen. My favorite crime writers? My all-time favorite will always be Ruth Rendell, who also wrote under the name of Barbara Vine. She was very productive, and she wrote a lot of psychological thrillers, very literary. I just love her style of writing. I grew up with Georges Simenon and Patricia Highsmith, Dorothy Sayers. I treasure them a lot. And today I love Jo Nesbø. Camilla Läckberg is a favorite. Håkon Nesser and Henning Mankell are also some of my favorites, and many others as well, but those are the ones that come to mind in the first round.